Hello, everyone. This is Manar. Today, I'm going to talk you through my dissertation project, which is from smartphone 3D scanning to parametric form finding, augmented reality, and virtual reality simulation for interpreting the lost Hejazi architecture. My research was applied on a test case, which is the Lawrence of Arabia's house in Yanbu. Here's my overview of my presentation. I'm going to talk about some motivations, aim and objective, briefly literature review, a research question and hypothesis. I'm gonna introduce you to the research methodology, and at the end, I will show you the results and I will conclude. Let's start with the introduction. So, geographic location, Yanbu, it's a city located in the western region of Saudi Arabia, along of the Red Sea, as you can see in these two pictures. Historical background, Old Yanbu also has a significant political history and events during the Arab Revolt of 1916. Lawrence made Yanbu as a military camp for Yanbu battle when Ottomans were defeated, and during that time, he took this house for his residence. Talking about motivation, there are minimal architectural research have been conducted in Yanbu historical district, and most of these research have not implemented any computational design methods or extended reality. Also, there are lack in using computational design methods to maintain social and cultural sustainability, and there is a recommendation for future research. Aim and objectives. The aim is to develop an innovative interactive framework to interpret and speculate on different possibility of the lost Roshan window of Lawrence House at Yanbu Heritage Site using computational methods and extended reality technologies toward cultural sustainability. The objective, as I mentioned earlier in the aim, I just want to add more point, which is combine digital and physical representation by experimenting with XR technology and digital fabrication, and also engage the public to interact with missing architectural pieces of the heritage site via the use of smartphones, which it may contribute to the cultural sustainability of Yanbu Heritage Site. Looking at the literature review, this is a brief state of art. I'm going to mention it here. There's two parts of the state of art. There's theoretical and methodological. And let's start with the Hejaz architecture and Roshan. So basically, what is Roshan? Roshan, it's a large wooden arch window that characterized by repetitive geometry, as you can see here from this picture. And for heritage interpretation, it seeks to comprehend the value of cultural legacy from current viewpoint. And in the context of heritage site, it includes first-person communication, written and spoken word, and multimedia representation techniques, which I adopted. Looking at the methodology, there are many research talk about laser scanning, and since the laser scanning is very expensive and I cannot afford it, alternatively, some researchers have investigated in low-cost 3D scan using camera, which is equipped with LiDAR technology. Nowadays, there's many smartphones have these feature. CAD tool, there's some researcher mentioned that digital surveying, modeling, and representation have resulted in significant methodological change in the field of heritage architecture, especially in the dimension of research, interpretation, and exploration. Coming to extended reality, so extended reality is a big term. It's include augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. These are two technology adapted, which is AR and VR. So what's basically AR? It's the process when real-time interaction and 3D object are supported by technology that merge in the real and the virtual. while virtual reality is computer technology that offers user the sensation of being engaging with the virtual environment by or via glasses or helmet. However, the most common application for AR and VR in architecture is for design, communication, and representation. Looking at the research question, the first question here is, would computational design tools and extended reality make significant contribution to the sustainability of culture, heritage, architecture in Saudi Arabia? And would extended reality and physical prototype models have the same impact on culture, engagement, and understanding? Coming to the hypothesis, applying computational design tools and XR such as AR and VR and combine them to digital and physical representation will significantly contribute to cultural sustainability of Yanbu by engaging and educating the public for both missing and existing Roshan windows. And here is the research methodology, and this graph shows the overview of the research methodology. So basically it has 5 phases, which is data collection, documentation, and form finding, interpretation, XR digital fabrication. Worth to mention some approach that have adopted in analyzing and understanding the geometry of the Roshan, which is shape grammar approach by George Senti's book, which he talked about how to analyze shapes and geometry by 3 questions. And I have applied these approach in the Roshan, and I break them down to understand them. And at the end, which is how can it be used to design, I create this table to mix and match a possibility, which can give us various possibility. For example, I can choose 1A, 3A, 4B, and 5A to see what's the result of these options. For the methods, for form finding was mainly by Rhino and Grasshopper. Some of them was open source, and others was custom definition. For augmented reality visualization, mainly I have used Unity 3D software and Xcode developer. And for the Roshan Interactive, I was using Foria to assign each window to a unique QR code, as you can see here in this GIF photo. I was testing the QR with each window. For virtual reality, similarly, I used Unity 3D. I have created a new model to mimic the environment and to have the most realistic experience. And then I import the mimicked 3D model and the Roshan in Unity. Second thing, create the virtual buttons for the laser pointer and assign each window with the correct button, and build and run the scenes on Oculus Quest 2. Finally, the results. For the 3D LiDAR scanning, there were some limitation in iPhone 3D scanning because it couldn't capture all the detail of the architecture element or the Roshan. And instead, I was using the result of the 3D scanning to understand the structure and typology of Yanbu Roshan style. Roshan, from finding these 8 possibilities I have generated by the custom definitions. And as you can see, here's the possibilities I mentioned earlier in the table. For example, possible 2 was combined by these shortcuts of the geometry. Here is the application of augmented reality. I really encourage you to watch the videos and the link. For the VR simulation, And 3D printing result. I was doing different attempts to see different result, but because the lattice work of the window is so detailed and so small, so the 3D printer couldn't really print it out. So alternatively, I combined two techniques of digital fabrication, which is I print out the whole window unit by 3D printer, and I laser cut the lattice work by laser cutter on card paper. And here the laser cutter results on plywood to examine the different generated geometry. And to conclude, this work sought to develop an interactive framework to interpret and scalate in different possibility of the lost Roshan window of Lawrence House at Yanbu Heritage Site by using computational design tools, extended reality technology for the purpose of cultural sustainability. The study successfully developed and tested a methodology that partly confirmed the hypothesis. However, the research was limited to the investigation on the technical aspects and doesn't really measure the contribution of cultural sustainability. However, it did address most of the research objectives. Thank you for listening.